So young man, listen, I have been chasing success and watching successful people long enough to know that if you really want to go and be better than average or above average, it is going to take one of these three things or a combination of these three things or all of these three things at the same time. If you really want to go above average, right? The three things, young men, are you have to be brave, you got to be a little stupid, you got to be focused, right? Brave, stupid, and focused. Now, what do I mean by that? Young man, it takes bravery. It really does take bravery to go outside of the status quo. It is bravery that when you decide to step out and do something different, when you decide that without knowing the outcome of how this thing is going to turn out, that you're going to do it anyway. When the results don't come as quick as you would want them to come, and you're still doing it, and you have to do it day after day. You know, that's bravery. That is bravery to know that you are going to be ridiculed, talked about, looked upon with, a certain degree of, like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? And you do a thing anyway, right? You get up every morning, and again, you don't have any real evidence that this thing is going to turn out the way you want it to. You don't know how to do it. You're struggling, trying to learn. You see all of these successful people in that same field, and you're struggling. That's bravery, man. That's bravery. Not to fall back into the same, what it's just easier to just go to work every day. Ain't nobody talking shit about me. Just fall back into what everybody else is doing and be unseen and just be average. It takes no bravery to do that because that's what everybody is doing. You're not standing out, right? You're not causing attention to yourself by doing what everybody else is doing every single day. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not shitting on people that go to work every day. I am telling you that if you want, that's average. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what average people do. Average people get up and go to work every day, pay their bills, take care of their kids and that. And I'm not shitting on that. I'm talking about going above average, right? Being exceptional at something. It's going to take bravery. You're going to have to be brave to miss, you got kids and you can't be at every game, but everybody else's parents are there and people are looking at you with the side eye, like, how come you're not doing this or how come you're not doing that? It takes bravery to say that, you know what, I got to put this on hold for a minute, but I'm coming back to it. I got a bigger vision. I got something bigger going on. It takes bravery to do that. Because again, people are going to be talking shit because they don't understand. They don't understand the vision. They don't understand what it is that you're trying to do. What they understand is just average. They understand just kind of going along to get along. When you step out and you want to be exceptional, you can't do that. It takes bravery. When everybody is, you gotta be at the kid's birthday party and you gotta do this and for you to be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to be there. I can't be there for this one. May not be able to be there for the next one. And it's not because I don't care. It's not because, I'm a shitty father. It's because I got a bigger goal and a bigger vision, right? And to be brave enough to say, fuck what you think about it. Everybody else. I know what I'm doing here. I know why I'm doing it. I know where I'm trying to go. I know what it's going to take to get there. So I can't fall in with what everybody else is doing. Takes bravery, man. Listen, if there's one thing that I hear from you guys often, whether it is on a coaching call or whether it's in the comments section of the videos, it is the idea of just feeling lost out here, right? Now listen, if that's you and you're ready to start taking your life serious, you're ready to go from where you are now to another level to better yourself, I got a new ebook for you guys. It's called 45 Days to Find Your Way. It is a 9-step transformational guide to help you guys go from where you are now to a better version of yourself. Listen, it is the thing that I wish I had back when I was 20. I tell you guys about how, I had a father in my life and he did some great things and gave me a lot of help, but there was a lot of things that Dad missed, and that's what I have in this book. So listen, click the link in the video description below, grab this book if you're ready to start taking your life serious, all right? Now let's get back to the video. It takes bravery to do that. And most people will never be that brave. Most people will never be that brave. And as a result of not being that brave, they'll just stay average. They'll stay average. They'll try to make everybody else happy. They'll make sure they're not rocking the boat. They'll just make sure that they're doing everything that everybody else does. They're not going to stand out. They don't want to make waves. And this is why you'll stay average. So one thing, again, that I've seen from successful people, and even chasing it myself, is takes a level of bravery. Takes a level of bravery. For me, takes a level of bravery to get on this camera. I know my stuff isn't as good as other people's stuff out there. I know I've been doing this for so many years, and I'll be candid with you guys. It's not like you would think that, this type of thing gets easier. For some people it might. For me, it's not. So being average would, fuck this. This ain't, I'm cool on this. I've been doing it. I ain't making the money that I want to be making. It's a Sunday. I could be watching the games. I could be with my grandkids. I can be doing a whole lot of stuff. But it takes bravery to turn this camera on every time and say, fuck that. There's a young man out there that was like me when I was in my 20s with no real sense of direction. And maybe if I can say something to him to help him to turn his stuff around, like I wish somebody would have done for me. Like, that means something to me. So yeah, I'm going to be brave in spite of people talking shit in the comments, in spite of me thinking that, this isn't going the way that I wanted, or it's not going as good as it should be. I put all of this time, in spite of all of that, the bravery to still come back on here and press play and do this thing. See, what I know now that I really didn't understand at you guys' age is that that's just what it takes. That's what it takes. You have to be brave enough to go beyond your fears and your doubts. You have to be brave enough to go beyond what you think people are saying about you, if they even are. You got to be brave enough that if they talking shit and they laughing at you behind your back and they're doing all of this stuff, you got to be brave enough to keep going. Most folks won't do that. That's why most folks will stay average. If you want to be exceptional at something, if you want to be wildly successful, you got to be brave. You got to be brave. You got to do it when it don't look like there's nothing happening. You got to do it when you don't feel like it. And you got to do it for a long time. That's bravery too. To keep doing a thing over and over and over and over again, not really seeing the results, but knowing that this thing is further down the road. The bravery that it takes when, again, you don't see it right away. Got to be brave. Then you got to be stupid. You got to be a little stupid to do everything that I just said. I think bravery and stupidity kind of goes hand in hand. It's not stupid in a bad way, but in a good way. It's stupid that says that where everyone else, the average people, is saying that it's smart. It's just smart to play it safe. Again, it's smart to not make any waves. Just go to work, make your money, come home and just do the normal, go bowling on Tuesday nights, play the game, just do what everybody else. That's the smart play. I haven't seen successful people get successful by doing it smart. Think about my time in the gym and how when I was competing, to eat the same thing every single day for weeks on end, to, get up and go to the gym before work, to go to the gym after work, to do all of the cardio, to do all of the stuff that I had to do. And I was competing on a very small level. On a professional level, you can multiply this by 10. And people will look at these people and say, they're stupid. Why would you put your body through that? Why would you endure, this type of hardship? But when you see them on stage and you may look and, oh, that looks terrible. But you know what? There's a marvel when you look at that, to see somebody get their body to that type of conditioning where you can see the very striations in the muscle. That's exceptional. And say what you want to say about it. You may talk shit about it in front of your girl because you're jealous, because you don't look that way. But somewhere deep inside, yeah, you admire that. But here's the thing. The things that they had to do in order to get to that point in life it's crazy. It's stupidity on some level, good stupidity, right? Right? But that's what it takes. If you really want to be good at something, you got to be a little crazy. You got to be like obsessed and just willing. I think that's where the stupid part comes in. Maybe that's a bad word for it. I'm not really saying, again, stupid in a bad way. Just crazy obsessed with being successful at a thing. That is what it will take. Staying up all hours of the night. I get off work, man, just to give you an example or illustration of this. I get off work and, at 56, man, I don't give a shit what y'all say. I'm tired. I'm paid my dues out here. I've been working since I was 16 years old, or 13 years old, outside, hard shit. So at 56, even though I just drive, it's taxing. It's very hard on me. So I'll get off at 9, 10 o'clock, and to stay up till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning when I'm tired, when I have to go right back into work, when I have to be up early the next morning to do other stuff. People say that's stupid, man. Get your rest, man. Like, what are you doing? Like, that's crazy. To get off work and to, dedicate the rest of your evening or hours to a thing where you can be resting, you can be, enjoying life. You can be, just doing some more enjoyable things that most people will see that as silly or stupid. Why are they up at 4 o'clock in the morning working out? Why are they staying up to the wee hours of the morning getting this thing done, right? It is because that's what it takes. What seems sensible to everyone else, that's average shit. The people that are exceptional, they're doing that silly shit, and it's the silly shit that takes them from mediocre and average to something exceptional. You got to be brave. You got to be brave. You got to be stupid. You got to be stupid enough to say, you know what? I don't give a damn what everybody else is doing. This is the way that I'm going. This is what I want for me. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what I think about it. I don't care how I feel. Like, on a level, that's stupid. You're running into the fire while everybody else is running out. That's a good example. You say the same thing about firemen. You say that they are silly. Them guys are crazy. Everybody else is running out of the burning building and they're running in. But that's what makes them exceptional. That's what makes them exceptional. That they're willing to do a thing. They overcome their fear. They overcome their doubt. They overcome all of that stuff. And they run in and they put the fire out. And we marvel at them, at watching these guys do what they do, because we're doing the sensible thing. I'm not going in there. That's dangerous. I could die. I can, all of that stuff. So you want to be successful at something, young man, got to be a little stupid. You got to be a little stupid in doing whatever it takes to get you there. Lastly, young men, it's bravery, stupidity, and focus. Focus. Mad focus. When I look back on, people that I know that are wildly successful, they didn't allow everyday stuff or anything for that matter to get in the way of what it is that they needed to do to get this thing done. They weren't willing to run with the pack. They weren't willing to hang out with everybody. They weren't willing to break their focus. Again, I'll take you back to the gym and seeing these guys prepare for shows, and they're missing holidays. They're missing get-togethers. They're missing all of this stuff because they are so focused on getting ready for this show. Like, nothing breaks their focus. I know people that will tell you no in a heartbeat when it comes down to doing whatever they need to do, whatever activity they need to do for their business or whatever. When you're focused, can't nobody take you off of that, right? When I was in my 20s, the right coochie calls, I'm gone. I'm gone. And that's why I stayed average the better part of my life. A pretty chick and a big booty would be enough to make me forget about everything that I have going on over here. And when you are focused, focused for real, man, that stuff don't even affect you, right? You see it and you don't see it because you know that thing is taking you further away from what it is that you want to do with your life. I watched my father and his focus on making sure that his family was good, right? That focus went beyond what he felt, his desire for rest, his desire for comfort. The focus was that I have to get to these jobs to do this thing. So rain, sleet, snow, or shine, he was there. He was focused on that. Like nothing else was taking him away from that, right? Like the slightest thing, especially at you guys' age, the party, the chick, the video game, everything can take your focus. But if you're going to be successful at something, if you're going to go above average, you can't allow everything to take your focus, right? Wherever it is you're trying to go, whatever activities it takes to get there, again, with my content, the ideal of there's so many different things. It's Sunday, I'm off work, so many different things that I could be doing today. But, I have to get my videos done. I have to get this information out to you guys. I have to edit while I'm off work. I have to work on other things. So, the football game has to wait. My chick has to wait. All of this other stuff has to wait. Why I'm fighting this game so hard now is because I didn't do this back when I was your age. Like I said, anything and everything could take my focus away instead of focusing on something that I really wanted to do. And if I would have done that long enough, man, there's a pretty good chance I would have been pretty successful, even more so than what I am now, even more so what I am today. So, man, if you want to go beyond average, you're going to have to be a little stupid. You're going to have to be brave. You're going to have to be focused, right? And if you don't believe me, look at successful people. Find some people that that are successful in the thing that you want and learn about them. And you'll see one of those three traits, if not all three of them, right? I see it in athletes. I see it in entertainers. I see it in content creators. Like, you'll see one of those three things. They don't give a shit about what people think. They're brave enough to go after what they want to go after, regardless of what anybody says about it. They stupid enough to ignore all of the noise and crazy and all of the stuff. They're stupid enough to stay up all night, to be consumed, to be obsessed about this thing, and they're focused enough to get it done. I plead to you, young men, is that I want you to get on this now, right? Like, I have all of these now. Like, I'm brave enough to press play on this camera. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. I'm focused on what it is that I'm doing. I'm stupid enough to just keep coming after it day after day, regardless of my fears or my anxieties about it. But what I don't have is time. That's what I don't have. And you guys have all of it in the world. So listen, grab your nuts, get brave, get a little stupid, get focused, and get busy on what it is that you're trying to accomplish. All right? Listen, that is all I have for today, guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me as long as you have. Listen, I have some great resources in the video description below. The one-on-one coaching is still available for you guys. So check all of that out in the video description below. All right? Listen, as usual, I am the Over 50 Guy / the Online Dad. We'll be back with another one soon.